Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I don't know it's about Abu just here representing Free Sports TV. Today we're just gonna do a quick video. Cover a couple World Cups. Chit chat a little about the basketball. Almost conclude. In the basketball, I think it's a 3-game series, right, Jiggy?
Yeah, 3 games.
Yeah, but before we
Tied
get
up
to
2-2.
that, well forward Dashman Entertainment and regular LT Jiggy, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get to the good stuff, chit chat a little transfers and issue where we should have discussed long time. We know the Euros gone long and gone, but the abuse of the black players that actually miss in the shootout. To me, it's unfair criticism, but it is what it is. New, it's not new, but the world we live in now, and me see them a try sign petition where you have to have ID for a social media account, but that gonna come with questions such as like what if you already have a social media account, and it's a lot to discuss. Damian, you wanna say anything on this?
Not really,
Jiggy.
Yeah, so this is what I think. So basically, when they talk about racism, I don't think any amount of laws can change racism. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really look at it, if someone is gonna even in their mind think that they are better than you just because of the color of your skin, you're starting from minus 100. So enacting laws, I'm not saying that they should not enact laws, but I'm saying that what I'm saying is two different things. I'm saying that laws won't change the hearts of someone who doesn't like you because of your color. You know what I'm saying? Arrest them, put them in jail. He's not going to say, oh, I'm arrested now, let me start liking black people. He's not going to say, let me take away your money, I'm going to start liking black people. Now, the other part of the law is that you will suppress them maybe by saying negative things, which helps with your emotions and whatever you think is going to be better. And then the flip side to that is that when you talk about what happened in Europe, it's disgusting. And I've been talking about issues like this for a long time. I think some of these players really need to look into playing for their parents or their homeland. And people's like, oh, yeah, they grew up in England, they grew up in Italy and all these things. But, when they look at it, your parents went to England, went to Italy, whatever, to make a better life for themselves. I'm saying that football is now global. You can be a superstar. You can make as much money playing for England as playing for any other country, right? And I look at it like, for example, playing for Italy. We know that even some of the Italian players don't want any black players. They didn't defend the black players when they were racially abused in the Italian league, right? And so if you're a black player and your parents are from Senegal or wherever you are, why would you choose to go for Italy? Why did they not bring the young man, Italy, for example, one of the leading goal scorers in League One with Italy to
Moise Kean
to the Euros, and he was one of the leading goal scorers in Italy. I mean, in League One, and one of the best number 9 Italy has. So why didn't he go? Right? Was there any minority players on the Italian team? So why would you choose to force yourself in a situation where not even some of the players come to your defense? And we already know how Italy is perceived, or how they perceive black people, right? And then when you talk about the English situation, some of the players, we just saw Hudson-Odoi now commit to Ghana. Is it true? I don't know, but it looks like he's going to commit to Ghana because if you look, he's a winger, and you look at the amount of great wingers England has, it's going to be very hard for him to make the team, right? So I'm looking at it and and Ghana is a country where they love their football, they love their football players. All of the football players are folk hero from back in was it 2010 World Cup when they made that run, right? All those football players are heroes in Ghana, which is something you will never be in England. If you look at the English setup. Look at the history of England. Who are the players they talk about? Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, all these players going all the way back, right? Which are mostly white players, but nobody points out. You know, you look at John Barnes, but he's not held in the same light as other white players. So, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like some of these players should probably go back and play for
Alright, well, I'm not cut you. Just bring on Shane. Shane, well forward to the panel. They can continue, Jiggy.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like some of these players should actually look into playing for their parents' homeland, you know, because, you know, there are some things that we look into, you know. Sometimes people say, yeah, it doesn't matter what people say. But as humans, everybody wants to be wanted. That's why you see so many of these black players, English players, come out and put on Twitter, you know, how they feel and whatever, because they feel horrible. I mean, imagine you go out there, you train, you put in your best, you put in all, and then you miss a goal or you miss a pass, and then someone comes out and rips you and say you're an idiot or call you all kind of names. Why? Solely because you're black, you know. Solely because you're black. Now you feel unwanted. I also pointed out, look at the Sterling situation where the dude is walking by his own training ground and someone hates him so much that he walks up to him and kicks him. Think about that. You know, that would never happen in Jamaica. That would never happen, you know. Someone else would take care of it. So that, in my opinion, I mean, some of these players have to actually have some soul searching and say, yo, should I actually go and represent Italy as a black man? Personally, if I was playing Italy, I would not. Like, there's, you know, my own teammates don't want me on the team. Why would I force myself into a situation where someone don't even want to play with me? This, I think Chiellini was on the same team with Moise Keane when this happened. He didn't even say anything about it. He's like, yeah, whatever. Yes. So that's my opinion on the whole thing. I mean, everybody has their different, but I wouldn't force myself into a situation in a team environment where you're supposed to have camaraderie, a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, peace and love and all these kind of things. Someone rooting for you. And some of these teams, they're not even wanted. They're not even wanted. The countrymen don't care about them. Their teammates don't care about them. But you're saying, hey, I'm not going to play for the African country where I'll be a lord, right? I'll be a lord if I go and play for Senegal or Ghana. I'm going to play for Italy where nobody wants me. Not even the coach. But that is my opinion still on the whole matter in what happened.
All right, well said. We don't want to spend too much time on that. Shane, you want to add anything to that, or should we just move?
No, we can continue. I think that Jiggy kind of say pretty much what we all think. I mean, this is a conversation we have a million times about individuals who grew up in a football, and we want them to represent them home nation or the nations that their parents are from. You understand what I mean? I look at Wilfred Zaha, and I'm glad that he play for Ivory Coast. I hope that more of them will look at his example. You understand what I mean? So you talk about Jiggy talk about 2010. You know what I mean? And it's funny because you had the Asamoah Gyan, Zyrels, etc. But remember, say Kevin Prince Boateng, him declare he could have played for Germany actually, but he ended up turning up for Ghana. He was one of the best players them for them. You know what I say? So it's a good look if they can turn out perform for the countries that them parents are from. You know, but we could continue.
All right, cool. We're gonna shifting gears real fast. Hopefully, we don't spend a lot of time on this. Onto the basketball. Best of 3 series now. With game 5 fully paused. Where you think it gonna end up?
I mean, if you're Phoenix, you have to be worried, right? If you're worried about is Chris Paul carrying another injury, it's funny because after game 2, them asked him because he was having hand wrapped up. I think that was the game, and they said, "What's going on with your hand?" And he said, "What hand?" You know what I mean, kind of being sarcastic. You know what I mean, but he hasn't looked, fully healthy, in the last 2 games. The other thing is that other from DeAndre Ayton, they don't have any big men for match up with the length that that the Bucks have. So they have issues, bro. They have issues. Again, I've always been one of the individuals who criticize Giannis and me criticize Giannis and what's his name again? Middleton, yeah, criticize him, and he's stepped up. He's closed the last couple of games. He's been very, very good. You know what I mean? But he's streaky. You understand? So if you're the Suns, you have to worry that in terms of defense that they have played upon you, it look like then they get
yeah.
Then they get to Chris Paul and Devin Booker too. You see me? I said, don't forget, Aldo go off the last game. Again, he's so streaky. Cause one game, you know what I mean, we have 30 to 40 points. But the next game, you know what I mean, in a pivotal moment, you know, really carry the team how it's supposed to. So it'll be interesting to see. I think the length is a huge issue because, again, that's what the Bucks have. They have a team that is tall and can really dominate inside. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm worried. Everybody knows more to Suns to win. So I'm worried.
I'm pretty sure everybody wants Chris Paul to get there.
Exactly, but I'm worried. I'm worried about if they can compete with that team right now.
All right, Jiggy, you have something to say?
I'm not as worried as Shane, and because I have to look at patterns, and the reason is that Bucks have lost almost every single game on the road except the Atlanta series. And when you look at the Atlanta series, the Hawks were actually up in the third quarter until Trae Young stepped back and stepped on the refs, and he left the game, and that's when they went on to win, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you look at the Phoenix blew them out the first two games. They came, third game got blown out, but Phoenix was actually leading, and Chris Paul actually gave out. This is not, to me, people say, oh, did you win it, did you take it? No, Chris Paul gave away the game. Like, multiple turnovers down the stretch, over. And the other person, even though he had 41 points, Booker also gave away the game because he had to be taken out of the game so many times. Like the dude was running outside, trying to come around, and he reached out and pushed him on the outside. That's a dumb foul. And he had 5 fouls. Now they take him out of the game for 4 minutes while he was hot. He had 4 baskets in a row. They couldn't stop him. Took him out of the game. What happened? Bucks immediately went on a run, took the lead. Put him back in the game. They took over the lead. Chris Paul is dribbling down the court. He goes under the basket. He stops, pass it behind him. He pass Aiton. They go back and score. Over the same thing. And this is at the Bucks house. So I'm not really concerned. Chris Paul, I think that he realized that he was on the verge. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's recovering from COVID. But a little bit of nerves came in because you don't see those type of stupid players.
Yeah,
he had over 6 turnovers. You don't see that. He had a whole
why I'm worried.
He didn't have one. He didn't have 1 turnover.
And then who they have to guard Giannis, bro? They don't have anybody for really guard Giannis.
Yeah, but if you think about it, only really the third game where his numbers, that 40 points, really made a difference. All the other games that he played, the Phoenix Suns were they said, okay, go ahead. Take a little 38.
Let him get him numbers.
But I guarantee you, say, this person is not going to get off, that person is not going to get off. Now they have to go back to Phoenix, Rocco's Crow, the young players for Bucks. If they show up, yes. But based on how the pattern with the Bucks, they're probably going to lose the next game and then come back home and win and then go to a game 7. That's how they've always played. I can't. If Chris Paul has another game like this, no, we have to look at Chris Paul kind of different because, you know, it has happened so many times. You know, he was with the Clippers, Houston with the brother with the left with the other name Smith. Yeah, that game. Josh Smith dropped like 30 something on them and killed them. Brought back that team, right? So he was a part of that and he was healthy. I think the other year he broke his hand. Right, so we have to start looking at Chris Paul a little bit different. Say, hey, buddy, here's your best opportunity. You have a killer in Booker. You have a young all-star, you have a young upcoming person who's going to be an all-star, DeAndre Ayton. You have some shooters. You got to close this out.
You got to close it out.
Up by 2, up in game 4. You give it away and close it out.
Yeah, and it's fine. But with that being said, I just hope that again the matchups just look in favor of the Bucks because of what may see with, as we say, Middleton and with with Giannis. I just feel like them is a good front running team too, Jiggy. You know what I mean? And the momentum has shift. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
I hope Booker need to close this out because he's the best player on the floor, right? Giannis can't shoot. Stop him from going to the basket, and the series is over. Put up the wall like everybody else does. Booker is the best player in the series. He needs to go and say, you know what, I don't have time for this anymore, and call it a day, right? Let them foul him over and over. Get everybody into foul trouble, whoever they put on him. There's no need to be going back and forth and getting 5 fouls and getting out of the game at one moment. You're leading a game. You score 4 buckets in a row, and somebody's running outside there and push them and get a 5th foul.
Me address what Black said. The problem why you can't match up Booker with Giannis is because, well, Giannis is way quicker. Yeah, that's what I mean. And he can beat him off I dribble really, really quickly. So that's why you couldn't match him up with even in that post. Giannis is just way more quicker and he can get his shot off easier. You know what I mean? So you'd need somebody more athletic than Ayton to match up with Giannis. Giannis will score Ayton in high post every time. And the funny thing is, the other thing is too, with Ayton and comparing him to Giannis, like Ayton is not that good of a defensive player anyway. So bro, it's difficult. You know what I mean? Again, I'm worried if I'm a Suns fan.
Jiggy.
Yeah.
Starboy Nizzle.
No, but you have to remember, this is an opinion based. I can agree with his opinion and I can disagree with his opinion. It's just an opinion based. How I look at it is that when you're talking about basketball, they need to score, right? We can do things to slow down Giannis, right? Over a season, Giannis have the athleticism and the randomness of the schedule to be great. But when you're talking about the series, there's nothing you can do to really stop Booker, right? He's the one. Like the last time, I think last game he scored 10 points. He took 15 shots, whatever. He never really got into the game. But it's not what they did to him. Is that they got up so early. He's like, it doesn't make sense. So he wasn't even trying, right? But in this game, he's like, I'm gonna come out and do what I have to do. And we have seen him do it so often through the entire playoffs, which is his first. You can look at it and say, hey, Giannis can't do what Booker does. Let's just be honest, He has a more of a defensive, rebounding. If we're talking about scoring, spotting up and taking over the game, Giannis can't do what he does. Free throws, scoring, getting to his own spot, creating. Remember when Chris Paul was out, he became the pseudo point guard, right? And we see what he did too, even when Chris Paul was out. So I'm saying to you, in my opinion, the best player is Booker, and the best player is Booker because he can get his own shot at any point, right? And when you need offense, bro. And we saw what happened when he was out of the game. They took over, right? So
yeah, and then the other thing too I'll look at too is the lost the train of thought. Yeah, so Cam Johnson, if him can spell again, he's not that good of a defensive player, but he's supposed to be a forward. If him can stay upon the court and give them good minutes and try to guard Middleton, try to shut down, or try to build up a wall. They always talk about get this wall against Giannis so that he can steal type in. Something like that. But they have to make alterations as it pertains to getting slowing down Giannis away because I don't know, man. It don't look too good for them. Make them a jump shooting team. That's what you have to do. And see if you can win that way there. Huh?
No, man, I said, all right, cool. We now spend much more time on basketball. Yeah, so on to the mighty Gold Cup, as we should say. Should we talk about Jamaica game first? Yeah, why not? So, Damien, you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the results.
Result?
Yeah.
Shane, you watch the game?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Let's start with you. What are your thoughts?
God, there was some good individual performances in there, but fouled in a way from the game. And if you try to look for, because you look to go forward and go deep in a in the tournament, you go need better midfield player. You see me I say from the individuals. The funny thing is, say we love to rip Michael Hector, but at points, he more than the only one that when they dribble out of midfield and they try to make forward passes. You know what I mean? I've seen that a couple of times.
I couldn't cuss him yesterday.
You couldn't cuss him yesterday. That is when you say that, that is so you know, said that is like you giving him $1 million, but that's fine. No, but again, the other thing is the striking, the forwards. Boza, again, I respect him, I rate him, but he have to be more clinical. You know what I mean? That Guadeloupe team, while they have talented players, they really weren't good, especially defensively, defending from set pieces, defending from corners, stuff like that. They really were there. And the keeper, he was poor too. So there was there for taking, and if we endeavor to go forward in a tournament, we have to really put them to the sword. It should have been like 3 up. You see what I say? So those little kind of things, you know what I mean, we have to iron out before we get to the semifinals. I'm really intrigued. I want to see how we play against Costa Rica, because that go tell me a lot. You see what I say in terms of how we are developed, how we play against real quality teams. Me hear Biko say that I wonder if we go just get to start playing quality teams and then we go so bang and just start being a kick and rush team again. You understand? We have to see progression where we are built through midfield and try to start play like a sensible team because we really do have a quality. You see what I say? So them there kind of things, you don't know how good most of these things is. Like you don't know how good Suriname is, you don't know how good Guadeloupe is. But the barometer in your group have to be Costa Rica. Say them go endeavor to win a game. Be in and amongst it. So therefore, I think that I measuring stick really. But little things me say I didn't really like. Didn't really like how we combine our midfield. I wonder, you see, me hear a couple of people on the blog when they say them don't really want to bring in somebody like Nathan Redman. You know what I mean? Because they're not sure if he would add to this team. I promise you that he would bring a lot to this team. Maybe if you bring in a Nathan Redman, then you can put you can put Bailey as a number 10. I don't know if that helps Bailey to be more in a game, because sometimes I feel like saying out a game and he just out on the wing and he not really like we want it to be into a game more so he can affect the game a little bit more. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, how you get him in a game for really have the game. Go through his play, is what I say. But yeah man, it needs something else from midfield. Somebody who can really pass the ball. You see me? And that was my reasoning thoughts on the game.
All right, cool. Amigo. So yeah, me did that game, and this is no secret that the midfield for Jamaica is like non-existent. Like that are weak era. And we have good players that are capable of doing a job, but no specialists. Like Daniel Johnson is not a defensive midfielder, but the coach asked him to do a job, play with Hector or either Devon, and he had a good game yesterday. Other than that, Devon come on. I don't know if the tactics was for press a little bit more, but I think the change benefit way. Muda say it looked better to me, but if you ask me, this game versus the first game, the build-up play was a little bit faster, bit more precise. The first game, it was just dead, flat, static, everything about it was just wrong. But like me say, needed expect a better performance from the team as the tournament. Yeah. So me did not expect a better performance yesterday versus the first game. And like me say, we have decent enough talent in our position, but if we get them a click together as a unit, and that's the biggest thing. There's no building like from defense to midfield to attack. No, it's either one ball out to the wing or one ball over the top to the striker. There's no linking in play, and I don't think no more about. Say Alex talk about Kevin Stewart. No, me I talk about who in the team now. Me not talk about no Kevin Stewart. Until them are playing now, me not talk about them. But and me still think the players need fitness, because if you see Andre Gray forward on the field yesterday, you'd think a Gregor run down the flank. Yeah.
Well, that's been him, to be fair. Like he's, and then maybe he put on even more timber, but he always look like he might carry a little bit more weight than he should be.
I mean, he never looked like that in the Serbia game, though, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, but
yeah. Well, again, just looking forward, as I say, obviously the Costa Rica game will be a big barometer, because Costa Rica are no mugs, right? So we really get to see.
Shane, we were there at both Costa Rica's game, right?
Yeah.
And Costa Rica get played. We would say get played off of the park, but they were outplayed by these two Caribbean teams, especially Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe played them off of the field, because based on what we observe, the Costa Rica team is a lot of veterans. They don't them didn't even play Brian Rose yesterday. I think them are receiving for playing against Jamaica. Okay. It's a lot of veterans. Them have decent young players. Them have a winger named Diaz. Boy, fast is a shame.
Yeah,
but
I'm Mr. Say Birds will score. Birds is a good player.
Yeah. At the number 5, that right, Jiggy?
Yeah, man. The oldest player probably in the Iman.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah.
Probably
Him quality, him know the game, but legs. I think we have the upper hand on legs, but yet still Jamaica team not fit either. So it's a work in progress. And I see the coach interview, and I think him say everything right. Like, the team still have a lot for work on. And we have the best keeper in a CONCACAF. Jiggy.
Yeah, I think Jamaica is in a very interesting position, because when you look at it, several of the European-based players for USA didn't come to this competition. And obviously the competition is playing later in the summer. And, based on the games I've watched, I would say Canada and USA have actually been the two best teams so far. And it's not close. We have not been close to the way they move the football and the kind of fitness they have, right? And we're going to play one of those teams, I think, in the quarterfinals. So as I said before, I think these 3 games, we should use them and get the players up to fitness, which you should if you're running 90 minutes, right? And then the other thing is that when you're going to play 4-4-2 with 2 over 6 feet players, you need to make sure you're getting consistent proper square into the box, which is something that we have lacked, and I've complained about fundamentals. When I look at it, someone like Whitmore, who was Mr. Fundamental himself for Jamaica, one of the best players, one of the best tacticians we have seen. Technically gifted players we have seen in Jamaican history. I'm sure he probably won't come out and say it, but he has to be disappointed with some of our squares and the way we do kick our free kicks, because if you're going to play that type of system, bro, you have to consistently put ball into the box. However, I wouldn't start 2 number 9, because we have so many wingers. And when you talk about Junior Fleming, and I'm going to compare and contrast to what I said yesterday while I was at the match. When you have Leon Bailey is the best player in the competition, right? I don't think we can even. He's the best. He's the most talented player in the competition. I don't see any. I'm looking through these teams, the US team. I'm looking at Canada, Mexico. Lozana is out. So Leon Bailey, in my opinion, is the best player in the competition.
Polish 6-round player?
No, none of these players are playing. No.
North America, first level.
They didn't bring anybody because it's late in the competition. So Leon Bailey is the best player in the competition, but he has not even played as the best player for Jamaica. And this is the 2nd game. And I know Shane is saying that it's going to take time, but there are other players who are playing well for Jamaica. And some of the things that I see is that it's a lack of effort. Fleming is also a winger, right? And he comes onto the field, he gives you that energy, runs into the midfield, tries to make the pass. What he did yesterday to score is what Leon Bailey should be doing on a daily basis against these slower players, right? We have seen him do this in Germany. Like, why is he not making that same effort for Jamaica? The reason is that you don't have anybody who is better than him, right? If there was someone, if Whitmore was unafraid, I don't know the dynamics, to rip him off the field in 58 minutes, 48 minutes, and say, hey, go sit down because you're not putting in the effort that you need to put in because you are the best player in the competition, right? Then we would see a different dynamics of the Jamaican team overall. But he's not doing it in the first half of the game. He was over on the wing, and I think someone had to tell him, say, hey, when they have the ball on the left side, you need to cut into the middle. Go get the ball, be a part of the play, because we have seen it over and over where he just stayed wide and he was out of the play too many times. When Ian Fleming comes in, he's just attacking everybody because in his mind, he feels that, hey, I'm better than these guys. Leon Bailey is better than these guys. That's a fact. Go at these guys. Go take it on. Get into the midfield. Demand the ball. Say, hey, DJ, give me the ball. Who else? Hector, give me the ball. Because he's better than these players. Right? He's better than these players. Jamaica has a good enough team to win the competition in my eyes. But Leon Bailey is our best player. He is the one has to be the best player. Not Boza, not Flemings, not DJ, not Low. It's if we're gonna win the competition, Leon Bailey has to carry us to win the competition because he's the best player.
It's difficult, Jiggy. I like I said yesterday too. We have to find a way of just utilize him the right way. You know what I mean? Optimize the player. I don't. Again, and then again, it come down to having that rapport with your teammates, right? And that go only forward through with time and the coach implementing a system that can get the best out of them. You know, so I just don't want to put too much onus on him going out and because my best player he have to win a competition on him own. I don't think that's gonna happen. It just don't happen that it don't happen like that. You know what I mean? Too often in a football. You need a team structure that can help him to do that. If that's what you want from the player. We have to see tactical plan from the manager. So let's see how that goes. You understand what I mean? Let's see how that goes. The manager have to find a system, as we say, to utilize and get the best all-time best player. Let's see how that goes. Do you anyone add anything?
Yeah, so what about you guys thinking starting Gray? Because what's his name they really offer nothing much in the game, the last game.
Oh, Andre Gray?
Yeah. Starting him over
He's not fit.
It's not fit, and I didn't see any. It's not like they went. I mean, I didn't have a big problem with the Corey Burke kid. I didn't have a big problem with him. I think that him was all right. You know,
yeah, in the body but
I think Whitmore for play two of them. Either R.
Okay.
Yeah. Either R. One of them, not both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey Burke is your prototypical. He and Boza is your prototypical number 9. You know, so Andre Gray, older player. I mean, is he gonna offer you something different based on his years of experience?
Unless you drop one of them and then bring in an extra midfielder
since honestly, the midfield not so good, that would be the best option.
Yeah, but being that Bobby did catch COVID.
Yeah, that was a big
11 come out. Me think him they will play Tariq McGee in the number 10 and play either R on the field. But
I was going to ask a question because again, been doing a lot of research, so much research on these players, and from what I've seen, he look like a player with Wally technique in a midfield. What they never give him at least the last 20 minutes. At least the last 20 minutes to try to again. He can create. He's a good creator. What make it ever give him the last 20 minutes to see what he can do?
I think the coach trusts him because even in the Suriname game, like the game was so slow. And me, I think he say, this is the perfect game for bringing him on. Where them now first way are not like give Maggie 10 minutes and make you see where I'm like come like the coach and trust him.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be modern football. Tariq McGee to me is an old-fashioned player. Honestly, you know, I've complained about it before. Modern football, you have to have someone who's going to run. It's number 10 position. He has to be consistently running, and I don't see him.
That he can pass the ball, Jiggy. What you needed was somebody who can pick out a pass. You know what I mean? He can pass the ball in the midfield, brother. What are you on about? The man him not have that. You understand? So bring him on the field for the last 10 minutes. Like, it wouldn't really matter. But we need.
But even if you just keep possession of the ball.
Then why bring him? If that's the case, then why bring him then? If you not offer anything, then don't bring him. You see
I don't say him not offer anything. I rate this. He's technically gifted. You know, we can't. How can we deny that? That would be telling a lie. But I'm saying to you still, if you look at the type of football that is now being played,
me understand what you say.
it's gonna be hard.
If you now play him against Guadeloupe or Suriname, you ain't gonna play him.
Probably won't get a game against Costa Rica. Or the coach can say, we already qualify. Canada and USA look equal, so just go play, right? You can probably get a game and say, let me see what you're gonna do.
Jiggy, but for the past 10 years, Jamaica don't really have anybody to pass the ball out of midfield. We see like a glimpse of Jermaine a few times, which the coach did rate him, so he never really play him off him. So we need
That's a long, and Jermaine Hughes was a long time ago. I mean, that's
exactly. That
was when I was into like CONCACAF football. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That is a point. So therefore, let's go back and see like where we at. Let's take stock, right? All of these individuals were declared for Jamaica. Again, that's something to say that they need to find out before this dreaded CONCACAF qualifiers start again. And that's something I was worried about, that these individuals were declared for Jamaica. I hope they really take it serious. Like Jiggy, you talk about people who have ancestors and then forward and play for this country. You'd hope them forward and take it serious as the individuals who aspire to play for your country, right? Because again, this is serious business. So if then they carry knocks and all of these things, or if they go play around, West Ham have a big game, Antonio go say, nah, forward. These things go affect the country and affect the team, and that is the thing that I am worried about, really.
So we're talking about future. Yes.
Going forward.
So to me, I think we're set at left back, but I think that there is rumors that Justin and Kyle Walker-Peters, same name?
Yeah.
Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters want to go forward. So if we get any one of them, I mean, that puts us in a more solidified.
I like a little bit of what I've seen with the kid Blair Turgot. Look like
I told Guju to stop criticizing him because I like him.
No, what would you say about him?
Where the lie there?
Where is it?
I said the man unfit.
Okay. No, it look like and again, I don't know that much about them, so I'm just, just look on them as me watch a game them. But it look like he have a touch to him. It look like he can, it look like he have something about him. But again, me don't watch him too much.
And him have goals in him because him score goals for him club too.
Okay.
Yeah, and to what to those to get in some of those players that playing in England, I think this competition is the perfect thing to go as far as possible, so we can convince some of those players. So listen, we have a team and we can push on in the CONCACAF region, because players like Pulisic who basically playing good for Chelsea and representing USA. So just imagine getting some of those players to play for Jamaica and challenging those teams. So that would be good. So we need to go as far as possible in this competition.
Yeah. And there's a good feeling around the team. So they need to grab this by the scruff of the neck and try their best to go far in a competition for real deal, man. They really do. Again,
we don't know about either Canada or USA in the quarterfinals, so that's gonna be, to me, that's gonna be it. Mexico. If Mexico reach the final, we won't see them until the finals. So in the quarterfinals, we have to play our best game because those are the two best teams I've seen so far in the competition. So
bro, with no Jonathan David or Alfonso, there's no way Canada should have beat you, else we should have beat ourselves.
True.
Those two not playing. If we make Canada beat we,
it's not good enough.
Yeah, our US like, I don't think nobody in a US first 11 got the World Cup.
That's
crazy. No, he didn't bring anybody. He brought the players are what Busio is good, right? Played very well out of the midfield. Played for I think Kansas City or whatever. So they have players there, bro. You know, so it's gonna be hard, and they are extreme.
These are the big difference, though. You know, you see with the US team, regardless of who play, them have a system of how them play. So no matter who come, it's gonna be the same thing, and them always fit. Even if them not that technical, them always fit.
A real thing, man.
You know, so
Americans, them run them out out. Me give them that.
So I mean, we have opportunity to win the competition. You just have to, as you know, in my opinion, I'm not saying put in all on Leon Bailey, but he has to step up and actually put in the work too, because he's just not doing it. I don't see him doing it, like running into the midfield, demanding the ball, doing what he needs to do. And yeah, it's gonna take time, but he's the best player. I know he's the best player. I think he feels he's the best player. And everybody else knows he's the best player in this competition. We should see it easily that, hey, this guy is the best player. But we have not seen it. And I think he might be disappointed in himself that we have not seen that he is the best player in the competition so far. Two whole games he has played, and we have not seen to say, hey, that is the best player. It does not even partially, you know, to say that he's the best.
I mean, me just look on the USA team and then carry. Yeah, it's not very good. Well, it's not them. It's nowhere near their first 11. And still have Zardes to play for them strike. You remember Zardes?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So and he my only person that I really know from the team. So again, it's nowhere near them starting 11. The man them have to take this and try them best for grass this cup by the scruff of the neck.
I don't know about the base players them, but the local the born players were born at Jamaica for sure. Like them actually want to win it. Like the Damian Lowe's, them actually want to win it.
Bro, I am sure all the players want to win it, because it's another medal they get to go home with. I don't think there's any player on this who say, oh, let me just go through the motions, bro. Because no matter what you say, even when name again the forward we just talked about,
Gray,
Andre Gray, he doesn't have an international medal, and he's coming to the end of his career. Right? Nobody can take away an international medal for you. Nobody even can take away even the silver. I think we reached the finals already. Nobody ever to take away that silver medal from you. Say, hey, I reached the World Cup finals. I don't think this is a joke for any single player, bro. I think every single player is go out there and say, hey, you know, but it's within the when I'm talking about a person like Leon Bailey, it's within the notion of the game itself to say, hey, let me put out more effort in this game and after running to the midfield. It's not me saying that, oh, he doesn't want to win. It's how he approaches that game.
I hear you. All right, like I said, we'll see Tuesday. You know what I mean? We'll see Tuesday. We'll get a better
Tuesday. Even though see Alex said two of them best players card out. The Watson, I think Watson are the defender, right? The number 19 Jiggy.
Yeah, big boy. I think so.
Him not gonna play. I actually want to see Mambosa and Corey them a fight actually. But yeah.
That's their problems.
I think them rest Brian Ruiz just to play against we, but
yeah, I mean, but as I'm saying, if I were Whitmore, I would realize that this game really doesn't matter because we play Canada or USA, you know, and
some other one run.
Would you get out take Canada?
No. Well, that's because I don't watch the 9 games.
No, I watch the Canada game. That's why I say I would take Canada.
You know, so it really doesn't. To me, it really doesn't matter. Right? So I would just go out there and say, okay, let me keep me to play Albasport because he needs the fitness, right? He play 90 minutes. And if it's Bell if it is Bell who's gonna start for us, then you need to play Bell, right? So the players who were gonna really start, but in the middle, I would change something. I would say, okay, let me give Williams more game time to get his fitness up. Let me give Tyreek McGee a game to see what he will do, to see if I can actually incorporate him into my squad for the quarterfinals, right? So you need to get game time on them legs, right? And then obviously Turgot played well. I would continue playing him. So there are 1 or 2 things I would do, and then put Andre Gray up front for that game too, because let's see what he will also do. You know, because as we have pointed out, Boza, I think, is disappointed in some of because he could have been the leading goal scorer in the Gold Cup by this time because the amount of opportunity he has gotten and the fundamentals is just not there right now. The heading the ball, passing the ball, it's kind of off.
I didn't see the first game. I seen the second game. Yeah, well, like I said, Nicholas is a player I rate, but yeah, him finishing boots never on yesterday.
Yeah, he missed some baby sitters in the first game. Like literally tappings, and he go cross and he missed. You know, so he could have been the leading goal scorer right now, but
yeah, and that way you have to put your name up in lights too. You know what I mean? Because again, I want to see him test himself against, you know what I mean, the best. We see how, you know what I mean, if you're any top scorer, then that's how people start looking at him. But
yeah, if you more
about it that way, and he could have knocked in 5 or 6 for real, and then clubs be like, "Hey, who's that guy?" You know, but he only has 1 out of the many chances. 17 chances we get, 17, and over the bar.
Yeah.
So
that's how it goes, though.
Yeah, as Jiggy speak of fundamentals, bro, like in the CONCACAF, I think Jamaica one of the team blessed with height. And the delivery, bro, like poor. Corner, free kick, like poor. I mean, I say, yo, you tell me, say the man them no work on set pieces, bro. Like seriously, with all of that height.
No, I think the difference is that, all right, for example, the Guadeloupe, like you see, they're not as physically gifted as Jamaica, but they can pass the ball and square the ball from a dead anywhere, right? But I looked at the players and they grew up in France. So, there's a huge difference where you take a player who is not that physically gifted and go teach him to pass the ball. Now, if you take our Jamaican players and we start from primary school, wherever we're supposed to start from, and say, hey, this is how you pass the ball, this is how you head the ball over again. By the time they reach to this stage, then you won't be saying, hey, what are you doing? Like, you're not heading the ball properly, you're not passing the ball properly. You know,
more grassroots level. But
grassroots. It have to change. I can't be 18 now and say, oh, let me go to Europe. I'm there Europe and I say, oh, let me teach you some fundamentals. That's not gonna. When in the game time, you're gonna revert to all stuff. But these players, the Suriname players and all these players who grew up in a Dutch system and say, okay, I grew up in Netherlands, but I'm gonna play for Suriname, or I grew up in France, but I'm gonna play for Guadeloupe. They already have fundamental 8 and 6 and 7 them play against Pogba and all these dudes, but they were not good enough, so they go play for somewhere else.
Yeah, well, to play Guadeloupe dude, so them play in a French league too.
They play that French league.
League, yeah,
right?
You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
So that's the difference. You will see, we'll be playing against Suriname, playing against Guadeloupe, playing against these Martinique, and you say those guys can really pass the ball, but that's all they have. We are more technically gifted. We are more physically gifted. But when we go for pass the ball, it's not the same. He's like, hey, what's going on here? Why are you not passing? Because we know develop that from with their primary school. I used to play football in primary school. I don't remember that. I don't remember anybody teaching me that in primary school.
Yeah.
They just go pick
and run.
Go play against coaches primary or go play against DB and all these play. Man, them say, yo, I did say for them. I say for them. I remember these fundamentals. Say, hey, by the way, when you square the ball, this is how you square the ball. You know? I don't remember that.
That's how it goes. Well,
a quick one, Mr. Blacks put in our comments. They might try there's an argument to combine the Gold Cup and the Copa. What do you guys think about that?
Nah, bro.
No?
No, the Caribbean countries will never win, bro.
Well,
that's true.
Well, I think that probably if you have USA and Mexico, if they want to test themselves, maybe them can do it.
A cup.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Them can do it. You know.
So, Tiki, you say the Caribbean country won't win, but do you think that can probably improve our football?
I don't.
In a sense, we are competing with some of the best.
Since I've been on the blog, I've complained about this. We need visionaries. You have to improve football from there, Jamaica. You can't look to outside sources. We have to start spending money on football. It takes money to grow football. Just like if you watch a documentary about how Germany turned around their system, there was like, okay, we weren't doing well in World Cup. in the early 2000s, they changed how they did the youth system, and guess what? They got that success in 2010, and the team has been all right ever since. We have to turn around our youth.
There is correlation to, again, massive youth investment. Well, you don't even have to go back to Germany. You can look on it in England now, where everybody in England now, they go through the youth system. They have an actual plan. They have the St. George's Park. Again, them the thing that you can't, and again, it's taken from France with Clairefontaine, right? That is where it really far from. And then Germany look at France with the Clairefontaine system and try to develop that stuff. But again, them things that cost money. And it takes individuals to really invest top dollars into youth development. But that's a whole another other issue that, again, you only can't, like you see how Leon Bailey forward through, right? Whatever you say about him, you understand? Whatever people say about him, it take a certain level of trying to get a professional footballer. You really need individuals that's there trying to coach them up 24/7. It take a long time, it take long hours. You know what I mean? So who's gonna do that if them now go have money for our infrastructure, stuff like that, if you give to these individuals? It's not really profitable. You see me I say? So again, it a forward from the football authorities who not even them. Well, they have bigger issues, right? Because they can't even come up with the pay for pay them players. So again,
all right.
I want to get into that sort of weeds.
All right, so there was an interview with Mr. Speed, the Cavaliers owner, and to be honest, I don't know him position in the JFF, but him and the committee where them create the pool of players, and them did ask him about like what the vision and the plans are going forward. And these are information I never know, and it was surprising to me. There are no pro coaches in Jamaica, none, not even one.
Certified pro?
Huh?
You mean certified coaches?
Yeah, pro? Not even national coach.
No, well, we know that.
I think him said there are 3 B-level coaches in the island, and them have a couple C. So the plan is to get more coaches up to at least a level B. So when them are pass on the information and them are train the players is at a different level. And this are information we never know. So for like coaching at the Premier League, the National League, I think you go have the top license which is available in the region.
I think that's perfect. I think that is perfect because, you see, I think that we have had a naive look on football for a long while. Because you think, like, no fight all the coach and probably look on always, and I say, oh yeah, me play Super League and all of these leagues back in the day. So me no need to get no license. Me know football and that. So that sort of naiveness, we hinder individuals from really progressing and really learning the game.
Yeah, because he mentioned Scotland. Says Scotland not have that much people, but them have. I forgot the numbers, but him said the amount of B-level coaching license where them have, and him say look on Scotland. Scotland have play lovely stuff,
And it's yeah, exactly. So I agree with that, Bridget. You understand that it's a lot of people that would be like everybody from Jamaica love football, right? But then them not really again well versed on some of the tactical know-how in a game. You see me? Again, then just a go out and a play, as I said, straightforward brand of football. You know what I mean? And you tell a man say, yeah. If you talk to a man and go say, yeah man, I play high school football and all of these things. So it's a naiveness to it too. You know what I mean? That need to change.
True, man, because he mentioned that like me say, him in charge of Cavaliers, him are the owner, whatever. And him say at U13, Cavaliers beat Tottenham. And if you take them same player at 17, 18, like them would have smashed Cavaliers out the roof. So them say them want to change the way how the youth them develop and better coaching from say U12 come all the way up. So if you're a coach at a U12 or whatever, you have to have a certain license before you can coach at that level. So that's the direction where them head. You mute. But anyways, Jiggy have nothing else. We kind of wrap up. No,
we're gonna be at the Costa Rica game, Bojo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the Costa Rica game. Try to be there. We're gonna be early this time.
We're gonna be early this time. We're not wait for nobody.
Yeah, watch your first game.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to get in some interviews with the fans and all of them things, the pre-game.
Before the final games, definitely.
That sounds good.
Should have done last game, but I said that was the plan, but yeah, things happen.
The only other thing is club friendlies are start back. You know what I mean? No rest for footballers them, and that's great. You know, but
start back with Arsenal.
I mean, again, but if you want to go there, then let's go there.
Yeah, when I gonna do it? Well, not today. I have actually run. So when does the season start? The Premier League season?
August 14 usually start.
We have time.
So does all the leagues start within a week of each other?
I think some of the leagues start August 14 as well. I think it's Spanish league.
Usually a 1 week after.
When it reach closer to August, in the beginning stage of August, then we plan all of them.
Well, if we're gonna do a preview or something. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
God willing.
Jiggy, a quick one before you leave.
Yeah.
Since Jamaica ranked in the top 50, you think Andre Blake have a chance? No?
Andre
Blake, over to England.
Chance was Crystal Palace, bro. I don't know if they're gonna go back for him again.
He was Brighton as well.
I mean, there are teams that he could go to, but you have to, just like we say about Boza, he has to show up. He's played well, but we need people. You see, this is thing, you know. You want the defense to play well, so nobody kick shots at him. But in order for him to get a contract, you need to see him. So, you know, he needs to be able to send a tape to say, hey, you know, what's going on? And say, let's take a look at it. So if no shots go towards him, then...
I think 30.
Oh, yeah?
Roughly, yeah.
Jiggy.
Yeah.
Them not have a search, man. Just type in him name, man. Trust me. You'll find plenty.
No, but you know, everything is about what you have done for me lately. Like if he makes a bunch of blunders in the CONCACAF Gold Cup now, nobody look at him. You know what I'm saying? So you can.
MLS,
you see that save? You see the save yesterday?
It was a good save.
No, it was a good save. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm saying that.
Even when what name again? The one that work on Fox, him so biased.
Who? Cody Jones?
No, man. Lalas. When Lalas are given Jamaican credit, you must know. You must understand.
No. I'm not saying. You have to remember, you know, I'm not saying that Andre Blake is not good. I'm saying that
you never say that.
You want him to save as many great saves so people can say, okay, he's in a competition under pressure. Semi-finals, quarterfinals, finals.
Yeah, man, Blake it to the rest.
People see those kind of things, even though he hasn't been doing it for so long time, and say, oh, let's go talk to this guy's agent and bring him over here. Right? Remember the Gold Cup when he hurt his hand?
Yeah.
And then something called him, you know. We ranked 52 or 53 and it never got through. You see? So that happened. Oh, that Matthew. Yeah. You're the on mute, bro.
Yeah, it two boy them choose to show up at the same time.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. That's how people who have sons that show off with their sons. It's
unbelievable.
Damian, it's okay, Damian. All right.
I know. Both of them on the same side.
Yeah, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, my favorite said my daughter birthday tomorrow. I have to carry her. She want to go shopping. I don't know what's going on with these.
Ooh,
10
have you?
years. Oh, here and nail and all kind of
Unbelievable.
stuff.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Bro, you remember them duplex cookie there?
Yeah.
And them in my 10th birthday, remember, you know? The duplex cookie. And so I want cake from Dougie Road in the white box. The cake in the white box.
Exactly.
And the Kool-Aid. And then pick me one figure shopping. Nails are here. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I last party that I remember too, you know. I want to look at, we can't say that on the black, but then I want to look at young lady from Hilda's or whatever. But
Love young ladies from Hilda's. That's a beautiful thing. One of the best school for young ladies.
yeah. You know, some little duplex cookie and the cake in the white box and ice cream in the clear plastic cup them, you know. And these kids that even cost $500. That cost $500 back in idea. She was there at the party, you know.
Yeah, no, that's not again. Hilda's always have phenomenal looking young ladies. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I mean
does Hilda's have the best looking young ladies in Trelawney and St. Andrews put together?
No, wait, now Westwood, you know. Remember say Westwood they are Trelawney.
Yeah, Westwood, but I feel like Hilda's always have a better looking women.
Yeah, man.
Hey, may I carry up my daughter?
Unbelievable.
That's a show. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It was
just cut out the part.
One, yeah.
Cut out chain part. Cut out chain part outside.
Yeah, but thanks everyone for watching. It was a good show. You know.
Yeah.
Show.
We pick up this conversation on the blog.
All right.
Have a nice one.
All right.
All right.